Have to be very quiet to let Shobna really concentrate on what's happening. So, Shobna, why don't you state your name for us, please?
I'm Shobna Sanghvi.
And you can just look at me. Don't worry about the camera. You can pretend it's not there, actually, if you can imagine that. Shobna Sanghvi. And where were you born?
I was born in India,
Where?
in central India, Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
And I came here in 58,
In 1958.
1958.
And you came directly to Chicago?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And in 60 we moved to Europe,
Okay.
and we were 10 years gone and came back in 60.
In 68 or something? you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Shobna, brush your lip right here, just on the other side. Other side. Yeah, you got it. Great. Okay, so can you think back to when you first met Dottie.4?
Yes, very distinctly I remember. Met at a friend's place, and they were very interesting people to talk to. They invited us to their house after that, and we got to know each other much, much better.
So, if you don't mind, just say Dottie and Saru instead of they,
Yeah,
so we're very clear on
Dottie.
who it is. But so tell me, what did you, what was your first impression of Dottie?
Dottie was, I was not sure what she really was, okay? Gradually knowing her and finding her sensitivity to Indian culture and a love for, Indian things and all that impressed me. She's an educationist. She tried to introduce other Americans to what India is, and I was really impressed.
But you said at first you weren't sure. What did
No,
you
I
think
wasn't
at
sure
first?
because in a group, you are meeting and
Yeah.
you talk for a few minutes, yes. And that's it.
Okay. Okay.
You meet them and talk one-to-one, and then it's a different story.
Right. Of course. Of course. Of course. And had you met? Well, what is her ethnic background? Dottie's background.
She's American,
She's American.
yes.
And so, had you met an American married to Indian before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, many of them at University of Chicago when we came first. Many Indians had married, and she was different than those women
How so?
because they didn't have that kind of interest in knowing about India or that kind of, I think she developed her personality with Suru in a very different way.
And how would you describe what way that is?
I would call her Indian. Her skin is American, but I think her mind works like an Indian.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
She can appreciate, she can appreciate what India is or what India has to offer. And she's very comfortable. One thing is that other ladies, they were married and all that, but they were not that comfortable.
What do you mean comfortable?
Comfortable in Indian group, in everything.
Okay. And why do you think she was comfortable in a group of Indians? Like,
No,
what is that?
she's comfortable with everyone, but in this group, where she was not born or I don't think she had seen any Indian till college or whatever. So, meeting and seeing.
Okay. Now you say she thinks like an Indian, but lots of Indians that come to the U.S. don't really care about Indian culture,
It was very different. It was very different in 60s. Very, very different. Very few people knew about India. Very few people we had very different experiences, since 58. That they didn't know what India was. I was wearing the dot and they thought I was a princess from somewhere. So they had no idea. This is general public I'm talking. I'm not talking about the professors of University of Chicago.
And has she helped bring about that change where people now know the dot doesn't mean you're a princess?
I think she did. And when she was already working with in school, and she was introducing Indian culture and something in the Evanston High School. That we knew. And then other two ladies, they were also trying to do something about educating Americans. This was early. And they were not going anywhere. They came to IAC and they wanted help. And then I thought of Dottie and introduced them. And that's how IAHM has started. And they did a wonderful, wonderful job.
What have you learned? Hang on one second. My dad, he has a cough situation right now, poor guy, which is potentially bad for an interview.